Yo, what the fuck? Ah! Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna start it off with this, dude. Look, it's a Friday. G Foyd. It's a Friday, and I fucking went out last night. And I shouldn't have done it. Okay, I don't know. It was one of those days where like it was one of these days where we're on stream talking about sometimes the future is now, and it was the first domino, and we're talking about it's February 2020 and the NBA just paused. No way, that's a Trump headline. You're lying. Stop. No way. No, that's not a headline. Oh, dude, I can't do this today. I can't do this today. Oh my God. No fucking way, bro. It just doesn't stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, I've been live for 1 minute. Trump sees all use of Anthropic technology immediately. Trump, full power of presidency to make Anthropic comply. Trump, 6-month phase-out period for Anthropic products. Trump, major civil and criminal consequences to follow Anthropic. Holy fuck. I don't even know what to say. The United States of America will never allow a radical left woke company to dictate how our great military fights and wins wars. Be honest. Do you think he knows what Anthropic is? Be honest. Do you think Donald Trump knows what Anthropic is? Can I? I'll just hold the tweets off for now. I'll chill on the tweets for now. Jesus. Let me read it first. Let me read it first. All right. The left-wing nut jobs at Anthropic. Dude, I can't do this right now. Ah, fuck, man. I thought I was going to stream for an hour. I thought you don't stream for an hour and we were going to get done. I was going to go out and fucking party and drink Don Julio and fucking fuck, man. The left-wing nut jobs at Anthropic have made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War and force them to obey their terms of service instead of our Constitution. Their selfishness is putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy. Therefore, I am directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately seize all use of Anthropic's technology. We don't need it, we don't want it, and we do not want to do business with them again. There will be a 6-month phase-out period for agencies like the Department of War who are using Anthropic's products at various levels. Anthropic better get their act together and be helpful during this phase-out period, or I will use the full power of the presidency to make them comply with major civil and criminal consequences to follow. Oh my God. We will decide the fate of our country, not some out-of-control radical left AI company by people who have no idea what the real world is all about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Signed, President Donald J. Trump. Oh, man. Wait, there's a polling market for this. Let's see. Holy fuck. Pete Hexa. Oh my god. Oh, look what I just tweeted. You want to see what I just tweeted? Wait, look what. Oh my god. Look at what I tweeted 30 minutes ago. Fuck my life. Fuck my gay chungus life. Oh man. Oh man. Bro, but I said this because this Pentagon's Michael on Anthropic offered more talks. Pentagon's Michael Anthropic want to continue dialogue. Jesus. All right. I was gonna start with like PewDiePie today. I guess I don't have that luxury of doing it. I mean, I guess it's like go back on. I mean, all right. Roll call first of all. What's up? Who's here? God, I can't believe we're doing this shit again today. I thought we'd have a break. Caleb, what's good? Chunky Nuts, Cole Money, Darth Yoda, Sir Wheat Then, Starting Q, Jackson Ray, Rockefeller, Swings Only. I can't even read. It's going so fast. Gouda, Polka, DNAP, Seth, Pudgy, Palm Beach Trader, Yonan, Sai, what's good? Kira, what's good? Spicy Meatball, what's good? Elusive, what's good? JC, what's good? DJen, what's good? Katsu, what's good? Tugan, what's good? Live the Life TV, Bitwise, what's good? What's good? Kevin, what's good? Kevin, what's good? 3Fact, what's good? Payout Pro, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, all right, let's fucking. I guess we're gonna have a long stream today. Let's. I mean, I don't know. What do you even make of this? What are the? I don't even know what the implications of this are. So I was gonna fucking slam Magic Eden today, but I guess we'll give them a breather. Magic Eden gets off by the skin of their fucking teeth with their fucking online casino. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break, Magic Eden. They get off. Magic Eden gets off by the skin of their fucking teeth is what happens. It's a joke. It's a goddamn disgrace is what it is. But we don't have time to deal with this right now. All right, I have a couple tweets. Stream chat. Let's lock in on tweets. Let's get some coverage going. All right, let's go. Let's see, Tulip King. All right, let's go. Fuck, I was gonna start. I have this like PewDiePie trained this AI model that's like better than GPT-4o, and I was gonna watch it, and it was gonna be awesome. Oh, okay, this is the post. I guess let's like go back as to what. Let's start with Warclaw, then fuck it with what just happened. Okay, so last night I was out. Getting tagged in thread guy. I just tapped in. Did you pull up the shoot social post? Oh, Spoono, come on, brother. We're already on it. Let's do what we missed between yesterday and today. We missed so much. Okay, so I was out last night, and I was like at this bar, and I'm reading tweets from Undersecretary of War Emil Michael. Okay, this is official account for Undersecretary of War for Research and Engineering, and yeah, OpenAI raise is like the fourth most important thing that's happening right now, if we're being honest. So he tweeted this last night at like not my time is wrong on my computer 9 o'clock, 9:38. So I'm out drinking Cabernet, and so he tweets two tweets, and that they're kind of bad. Which came first? 8:47. Okay, this one comes first. He tweets, "It's a shame that Dario from Anthropic is a liar and has a god complex. He wants nothing more than to try to personally control the U.S. military and is okay putting our nation's safety at risk." Now, one could assume that this the other way around, right? Dario comes out and says our only stipulation here is that Claude can't be used to auto-fire drone strikes on military missions because it's not good enough to do it. And so when you say putting our nation's safety at risk, it's who's actually doing that, right? The Department of War will always adhere to the law, but will not bend to whims of any one for-profit tech company. And it gets community noted. And the two replies are basically, you should be ashamed or jail him. Okay, Nick Carter has for whatever reason, taken this like pro-China stance on this whole debacle. It's kind of he has a crazy tweet that we'll get to in a minute, but he's basically saying throw the motherfucker in jail. And so this guy makes this from the Department of War. He makes this tweet. I sent it into my Telegram, and I was fucking geeking. I'm like, there's no way this is what we're doing right now. And the whole thing is so fucking ridiculous because it's like, look, man, at the end of the day, life and politics and power in 2026 is almost more about perceived power than literal power. It's basically a battle of aura, if we're being honest. It's a battle of aura. Who sounds better, right? Who sounds better? It doesn't matter if the thing's true or not. If it has 10,000 likes, it's true. Who sounds better? And this entire debate between Anthropic and the United States government, in my opinion, has been a fucking complete fumble by the United States government because they look unprepared, they look sporadic, they look out of control, they look unknowledged, they look like they have no idea what's going on, they look desperate. And for whatever reason, somebody decided that this entire discourse should happen publicly broken on Twitter. And it's reckless, bro. It is fucking reckless. We should not be reading these tweets. We should be happening behind closed doors, behind the curtain, and you guys figure it the fuck out and then come spoon feed us like some birds when it's done. Okay? This should not be a public back and forth. It's like two people just had a breakup and they're like firing back and forth. We need adults in the room. Cut this fucking meme politics. Okay, you have to understand how much of trusting the government is. It's an aura battle. It's an aura battle. Okay, and the United States government is losing. They've lost the aura battle. It's kind of a disgrace. Again, I love my country. It's not right. How they've handled this. And so he follows this up last night. It's public for a reason to sway the people where they're fucking losing. I hope you understand they're losing. They were losing. Add it to the list, man. Add it to the list of the public not trusting and being antagonized by the United States government. Add it to the list. Oh yeah, did you know there was a fucking shock drop of the Epstein files 2 days ago? Like it was a sneakers release. So he then follows it up. Unprompted, by the way. Who is this guy? Emil Michael. What is his role? Why is he like allowed? Why is he tweeting? Who is this guy? Undersecretary. So Pete Hegseth is his boss. Why is he tweeting? He should not be tweeting. Take his phone away, please. Take this guy's fucking phone away, please. He should not be tweeting. He should not be tweeting. And so he follows it up and he says, Anthropic is lying. Okay. And at this point, you have no ground to stand on to say Anthropic's lying. The Department of War doesn't do mass surveillance as that is already illegal. It's like, okay, who believes this? It's not, look, this is an entire different discussion on the surveillance thing, but does what do you mean nobody believes this. Okay, you have to understand it's an aura battle. It's a perceived aura battle. It's about who wins the social game. The literal game will be figured out in the background. Anthropic is lying. The Department of War doesn't do mass surveillance as that is already illegal. It's like, all right, Edward Snowden would like a fucking word, right? It's like, what are we doing? What we are talking about is allowing our warfighters to use AI without having to call Dario for permission to shoot down enemy drone swarms that would kill Americans. # call Dario. And it's like, all right, like this is what I don't understand with this whole debacle is who is this for? This game of theater, who is this for? Is this for Americans to like rally against Anthropic? This is my question, is who is this game of showman for? Okay? Because you want to see what the public thinks of Anthropic? Here you go. This is what the public thinks of Anthropic. This morning, outside of Anthropic's office in SF. This morning, and do you want to, if this is for Anthropic, if this is for the public to hate Anthropic, this is what you have outside their office today in SF this morning. God loves Anthropic. You give us courage. Why is this political? What this is not a political issue. This should not be. Why is this political? It should not be political. You said 0% chance of a ban less than an hour ago. Yeah, well, fucking a lot of shit changed in an hour. Prodigy, TJC, a lot fucking changed in an hour. Look at this. Why is this political? This is not a political issue. Nelson Mandela, like, bro. They made it one. Look at this. You don't stand alone. It's for America to love Anthropic. It's kind of easy. Why would they want America to love Anthropic, though? I feel like they're trying to make America hate Anthropic, and they've just, like, gone the wrong direction. Look at this. Who even does chalk anymore? Who does chalk anymore? This isn't even a thing. Places don't even, you can't even buy chalk at department stores. So how many people went out and located chalk to do this? That's not a thing. It's not, people don't play Foursquare. When's the last time you saw a Foursquare game outside? Chalk isn't even a thing anymore in 2026. And so they cared that much that they went out, they located a Michael's store in 2026. What are we talking about? And no claw, no nothing, and chalked this like block after block after block. They don't even sell chalk anymore. It's just bag. My 4-year-old likes to play chalk with chalk outside. Wrong chalk. So, you know, you want to turn this into a Anthropic is anti-American debate, but it's not. It's gone. I completely I don't agree that this is some master plan, that this was being done intentionally in public, and this is the outcome that they wanted. I don't believe that. I believe that the U.S. government, the Department of War, thought that they could come out and squeeze Anthropic because they felt like they had their back against the wall, because whatever they saw inside that model was incredible. They felt pressure to get a deal done right now. They were shocked that Dario was strong-arming them, which he was, and he stuck to his guns. And they felt like if they went public with this thing, then there would be a rally of sorts of the American population behind the U.S. government to, like, I don't know, force Anthropic into this. And it's completely gone the other direction. And I feel like basically the entire FinTwit, Teapot community on Twitter is backing Anthropic, except for Nick Carter, who, by the way, like, libertarian Bitcoin maxi Nick Carter is like, if this was happening in China, Dario would be in prison. It's like, what? Freeze? I don't know. Like, if a top AI CEO in China told the CCP to go kick rocks when they asked for help, that CEO would instantly be sent to prison. This is the correct approach. Letting AI CEOs play politics and dictate policy for the military and sue the entire country like their own personal fiefdoms is appalling and undemocratic. If Trump doesn't bring Dario to heel now, we will simply end up completely subjugated by him and his lunatic, effective, altruist buddies. Fiefdoms. But here's the thing. It's like, all right, fine. I would generally agree with Nick in most instances here. But this is a very unique situation, which is like, okay, you have this all-powerful model, this black box that the AI labs, the people building this thing don't even know how they work fully. They don't even fully understand how they work, okay? It's like usually you put input A in and you get B out. Every once in a while you put A in and you get C out. And then like 1 out of 100 times you put A in and you get like D, E, and F out. They don't even fully understand how they work, these models, okay? And so the US government is like handed over, which, look, I'm American. I'm patriotic as fuck. I voted for Trump. I would absolutely love our military to be the strongest and not even come close. And I am fully pro the military should have access to the best tools possible at any given moment, okay? But if the people that are making these models that don't even fully understand how they work is saying you guys are trying to implement freedoms and the ability for the models to do like X, Y, and Z, and it is not good enough to do this, it is dangerous. It's not ready for this. And they're saying too fucking bad, hand it over. It's like, I don't know, it becomes an ethics thing. Who's in the right? I don't really know who's in the right. I don't know who's in the right. But if Dario doesn't even understand how it works fully, and the government is like, give it to us now, they definitely don't understand how it works. And it's like, if he's saying it's fucking dangerous, then to me, it's dangerous. And the Claude situation is unique because OpenAI is like, fuck it, take it. XAI is like, fuck it, take it. Everyone else, Meta, fuck it, take it. Everyone else is like, fuck it, take it. But the problem is Claude is the best model. Clearly, Claude is the best model. Otherwise, we wouldn't care, right? Because Elon went to... Yeah, here you go. Exclusive. Federal officials have raised alarm about the safety and reliability of XAI's Grok chatbot. Okay? And really funny how Elon immediately offered up Grok for autonomous killbots, and the Pentagon was like, ha ha ha, are you insane? They don't fucking want it. They're like, get away. There's like that excerpt of Michael Saylor visits Epstein Island, and Epstein is like, this guy's a fucking lunatic. Get rid of him. That's what they're doing with Grok. They don't want Grok. They want nothing to do with it. Everybody wants Anthropic. And it's just, I don't know. It's a weird spot. It's a weird spot. It's a weird spot. And no matter what, weird, not weird, anywhere in between, my biggest problem is that this should not be public. Because I should not be on here speculating in front of fucking 300 people about what we think. We shouldn't know. Why do I know? What? I don't know. Alex Finn, what's good, bro? I didn't even see you in a YouTube chat. It is a hard one. If you watch on YouTube and Twitter, by the way, you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy is the only chat I read. Twitch.tv/threadguy. It's a tough spot. I don't know. Why is this public? It should not be public. It should not be public, and it's a disaster. And so the other thing that's happened here is at the same time, Sam Altman's gotten involved with this. And OpenAI's Altman tells staff working on deal that might help solve the impasse between Anthropic and Pentagon. And so here's a Sam video. I think this is from this morning. Breaking OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Sam's like involved. Is he like, the way I've envisioned this, by the way, is Dario's on the phone, Pete Hegseth's on the phone, and Sam Altman's like moderating the phone call is how I've like imagined it. Like I think it's literally a 3-way phone call is what's happening right now. And it's okay. Let's watch the video. This just came out. There's some like petition going across Silicon Valley. Also, if you have good tweets, send me the tweets. Sam can't help himself. He has to be involved. And honestly, we could do worse.
I don't personally think the Pentagon should be threatening DPA against these companies. For all the differences I have with Anthropic, I mostly trust them as a company, and I think they really do care about safety.
That's just a lot for him to say this. He doesn't have to say this because Sam could come out and squeeze the fuck out of Dario. Get in bed with the admin. He could lay the death hammer right now, right? If OpenAI is close enough to being as good as Claude, he could lay the death hammer, get into bed with Anthropic or with the admin, and just fucking squeeze Dario out. But he's like, despite all our differences, he the real deal.
I don't personally think the Pentagon should be threatening DPA against these companies. For all the differences I have
Defense
with
Protection
Anthropic,
Act, I think it's called.
Mostly trust them as a company, and I think they really do care about safety, and I've been happy that they've been supporting our warfighters.
I think they mostly care about safety, he says. Which is an interesting vernacular used there. They mostly care about safety is fine. And so, yeah, Elon offers Grok. I'm sorry, I'm late. Can you pause? Give me a quick resume of what I missed. Trump basically came out and said, Anthropic, go fuck yourself. We're coming after you, is basically what happened. Also, yeah, OpenAI raise is done and SpaceX IPO is happening, but it's like not even, can't even get there yet. This is my best understand. Sam trying to crack. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. This is my best. Yo, Trump just ordered the gov to stop using Anthropic. Where you guys been? This is best represents how I feel about this. Is here. Not even like this is it. Anthropic plus Dario have run laps around the Department of War in terms of public perception. Every single back and forth has been a plus point for Anthropic in terms of both clarity and position. And Rune made a tweet as well, which I like. We'll read the Rune tweet. And then we'll go scroll the timeline because I don't know. Fuck my top. Fuck what I planned for stream, right? We just do whatever happens today. Let's see. Here. Pentagon's made a lot of mistakes in this negotiation. They are giving Anthropic unlimited aura farming opportunities. Pentagon may even have valid points. This is the real thing here. It's like it doesn't even matter who's right. It matters who looks like they're right. Pentagon may even have valid points. They are obviously constrained by the law in many ways, which are now being drowned out by, quote, and is against mass surveillance. Does that mean Hegseth is pro mass surveillance? This is not the narrative war you want to be fighting. Here I am. I'll like my own tweet. This is generally where what I think is happening is a narrative war, and they're losing. And I was gonna point to this. Wow. I was gonna point to this and say no way it happens. Pete Hegseth, no way it happens, because this came out this morning, which says, so Frank tweeted, the U.S. military will accept Anthropic's terms. I was pro this as well. And then this Emil Michael comes out and says, they offered more talks and they want to continue dialogue. So I'm sitting here thinking, look, they're just going to fucking get the deal done. But to be fair, Anthropic also, damn, I'm going to go viral for this. I'm going to go viral for this this tweet is going to go viral. My Polymarket. To be fair, though, on the Aura situation, Anthropic also put the U.S. government in a lose-lose. They did. Dario, he did. He put him in a lose-lose. He did. He said, fuck you guys, go fuck yourself. This is true. Yeah, this has to be considered. What was the U.S. supposed to do? You can't bend the knee. You're Trump. You know Trump's not going to do it. You put him in a lose-lose. You put him in a fucking lose-lose, and you said to lose. And then what is Trump supposed to come out and say? Now look at this. It's crazy. Trump directs the U.S. government to seize all use of all Anthropic technology and threatens criminal charges as feud continues. You put him in a lose-lose, to be fair. Because if they do bend the knee, think about it. Like, okay. If it's like, okay, let's like game theory this out. Let's game theory this out real quick. Let's game theory this out. It's like, okay, if Anthropic really does have God internally, which is a sensationalized take, but let's just like assume that they have a fucking monster internally that no other lab has, and it's so powerful that they can confidently say, go fuck yourself to the U.S. government. Let's just go with that as our base case, that they have this, okay? The United States doesn't really have that much leveraging power because Anthropic is basically saying, we don't need you. That's what Dario's saying, right? Saying, we don't need you. He's saying, we don't need you. What we have internally is so powerful, I don't give a fuck. We will cooperate with you, but you will cooperate with us and we will comply. Like, you'll cooperate with us and you will comply, not the other way around. That's basically what he said. And it kind of felt like the U.S., the Department of War, was feeling like, fuck, what are we really going to do here, right? They took this, they kind of scrambled. They were reckless. They took the story public. All these different people are sending fragmented tweets, broken comms all over the place. You will do this. You will do that. Dario's actually, we won't do that. They try to make this thing like a public feud for whatever reason. I tend to feel like that was on purpose, and it just doesn't go well. So then, out of desperation, they set a public deadline. And the problem with the public deadline is it's like, who's the chicken? Someone's got to make a move. You have a public deadline. But because it's public, like, this is what they could have done. Like, this is a crazy take. Pete Hegseth could have, like, sent Dario an email and been like, hey, Friday is your deadline. And then Dario doesn't comply, and we do all this behind closed doors, and then we bring out the deal that we strike in the background on, like, Saturday. No one even knew there was a deadline. It's not a big deal. But by making the public deadline, you, like, put your dick on the table. You like, pull a naked man, okay? And the thing about pulling the naked man is she either loves it or she hates it, but you're getting an answer by Friday at 5:01 EST. That's what you get with naked man, okay? The United States government, Pete Hegseth, Department of War, Secretary of War, pulled a naked man. And you get your answer one way or another, but it's a harsh answer. And so you set the deadline, you kind of squeeze Anthropic, but then Anthropic squeezes you back in public. This is the whole mistake here is just happening in public, I think. This is even like we talked about this with Maduro thing. It's like, why are we like telling, 400 million Americans, whatever it is, what's happening on a play-by-play basis, like we're commentating an NBA game on Twitter? I don't think it should be that way. And so you set the deadline, you squeeze Dario, and then Dario either he's in a lose-lose spot because you squeeze him and you say, you back out and we'll do it anyways. Like, if you back out, we'll go war clod. We're doing it anyways. And then if you agree, you're a bitch and everyone hates you in America. And they know you just capitulated against your TOS. So you put him in a lose-lose and you set a deadline. And so the only thing he can do back is bend the knee or tell you to go fuck yourself. And it has to be in public because you took it public. And so he then chooses the latter. He says, go fuck yourself. And then the United States government can't, like the Department of War, the most powerful military in the world, can't accept go fuck yourself. You think Trump can accept go fuck yourself? Donald Trump? Showman Donald Trump? Like actor Donald Trump? Donald J. Trump, 48th president of the United States of America? No, he can't accept go fuck yourself because it's like a brand risk, dude. It's an aura battle. If you were Donald Trump, you cannot accept go fuck yourself to your face in public by some fucking, some woke leftist AI lab, some guy from, like, look, I'm not a physiognomy guy. I'm not trying to do that. But this guy is not allowed to tell President of the United States to go fuck himself. He's just not. But the problem with that is the government set themselves up to be told to go fuck ourselves. Okay? So to be fair, they fucked it from the beginning. This is they wanted this to happen. Okay? They wanted this to happen. For what reason? I don't really know why. But if we were game theorying, if you guys use the government, here's a crazy thought. If the government used Claude in the planning process of how we were going to squeeze Claude, they would have came to this conclusion that this would have happened. They would have came to this conclusion. Think about it. If they used Opus 4.6, Opus 4.6 would have came to this conclusion. Opus 4.6 would have came to the conclusion that, wow, if you guys go public, you're either going to make Dario look like a fucking bitch and make everyone hate him for the rest of his life, or he's going to have to stand you up, right? If they use Claude like they use in Maduro case to game theory this thing out, we don't get here. But they do get here. They put him in a lose-lose. He picks lose option number one. And then now the U.S. government has no choice because there's just like too much aura at risk. It's like, you ever seen that clip where it's like winning the Golden Boot or whatever in Europe, and they announced the greatest goal scorer in Europe, and Cristiano Ronaldo just stands up and starts walking to the podium. It's like he risked all his aura. You can't undo that. If they had said Messi, it's like it's GG. It's over. It's done. And so now what? Right? Now what? I don't know. What happens now? You need Claude because it's the best model. Nobody wants to cooperate. And now we're just like at a standoff. We're just gonna be at a standoff now. And I think this is an absolute it's just reckless comms. It's reckless because you want to feel like we did a whole segment. Who was here for the meme politics segment? Okay, we have there's 50 social issues going on in the United States at the same time. And at the exact same time, everyone's being told that you're going to lose your job to AI. And the only thing people want are a feeling of security that the people in charge know what they're doing. But when 9 people from the Department of War are tweeting sporadic, irrational stuff all at once, and there's seemingly no, do they even have a group chat? You think Pete Hegseth and this Emil Michael guy are talking while they're tweeting, or are they just tweeting? What are these tweets? How is Dario supposed to respond to this? It's a shame that Dario was a liar and has a god complex. He wants nothing more than to try to personally control the U.S. military. What's he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? All right, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. Everybody should hate me, and I will now comply. It's no. What is he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? And so, I want to look at the Trump reply again. But you think Dario wants to control the military? Do you think? I'll be honest. Do you think Dario wants anything to do with the military? By the way, all of this is over a $200 million contract. Let's see. Anthropic $200 million contract. Look at this. Look at this. Anthropic is involved in a high-stakes standoff with the U.S. Department of Defense, aka Department of War, regarding a $200 million. Bro, it's over $200 million. LeBron's on a bigger contract than this. Anthropic's going to do $14 billion in revenue this year, up 3x since November. Do you think they give a fuck about the $200 million contract? No. I would imagine that Dario and all of these AI labs want nothing to do with war. It's a whole. They're building look, they're building consumer AI. They don't want to be involved in drone strikes, but that's what you sign up for. That's what this is. Okay, that's what this is. That's how powerful. That's how powerful these things are. That's what this is. You're involved. You are involved, and you got to play war games. And so he's like, "Fuck it, fine. We have to. I don't have a choice." But then you give the guy no fucking outs, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm going in circles now, but I just can't believe how if Pete Hegseth emailed Dario, do you think he has his phone number? If he sent him a text message and said, "Hey, Dario, your deadline is Friday at 5:01. We could have handled this behind closed doors." No, but nothing can happen that way. Nothing can happen. What's good, Apewood? Nothing can happen that way. And so now we're here. I want to look at the Trump post again because, oh God, there's a new post. Oh, God, I was going to talk about Magic Eden being an online casino today, and here we are. The sky's falling every fucking hour until, God. Oh, I don't even want to read this, Tulip King. We talked about this. Tulip King, we talked about this off stream. Do I want to read this right now? Because this is probably where this goes, right? I don't even want to read this tweet, dude. This is too conspiracy, but this is where it goes. I don't even want to read it. I don't even want to read it. This is where this goes. This is why from the moment we heard the headline that they used Maduro in the they used Claude in the active capture of Maduro, I said, guys, this is a big deal. This is where this goes. If this is where this could go, and this is not great. Because here's I'm just gonna make a statement before I read this. Is if the AGI thing is real, and it really is the all-seeing, all-powerful, win condition, these labs have it, and nobody like the government isn't an AI lab. The AI labs are in under the silo theoretically of the government, but they the White House doesn't have a frontier AI model. Okay. And so here's it's kind of crazy tweet. The writing's on the wall that at some point Dario, Sam, Elon, and Sergey, and maybe Ilya are going to find themselves banding together to challenge the authority and maybe even the viability of major nation states. Oh, God. Oh, man. I mean, that's a terrifying thought. Really. It's kind of a terrifying. And this, look, I'm not a major conspiracy theorist, but you have to think that, like, why is the U.S. so desperate to make a deal now and just like guarantee control? It's because, bro, they know. Like, Alex Karp at Palantir knows what they have internally. I keep saying it's God. It's a little aggressive, but Opus 4.6 is really powerful. It is alarmingly powerful. And whatever they have internally is obviously more powerful than Opus 4.6. And so it becomes this like, it almost becomes synonymous to like having nukes. It's like the ultimate win condition. Like you win. You have you don't have it, you can't compete, and if you have it, you win. Right? A little bit. Does that analogy make sense? It feels a little bit synonymous to that. It feels a little bit synonymous to that. Like whoever has it wins, and if you don't have it, you can't even compete. If it's really as good as advertised, or it gets as good as advertised, you have it or you don't. And that's just like the game. It's just like the win condition. There's no like it doesn't matter how many like men you have on the ground. It's like if you have AGI, like if you have, this AGI, super intelligence, whatever, you just win. Period. It's like you can't compete. And so this tweet is horrifying. Honestly, this is terrifying. This is a terrifying tweet, bro. I just can't get over, like, if Dario really has what he's acting like he has, which is a fucking trump card, no pun intended, he just doesn't have to bend anything. Right? Like, if he really... Oh, man, if he really has what he's acting like he has... Let's see this Frank tweet. What do you got, Frank? Yeah, we covered this. It's become a political issue because they fucking fumbled the comm so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to move on, but it's just like the most insane story. And by the way, it's kind of crazy this is played out the way it played out because we like extra emphasized following this early. Like, I feel like we overemphasized on this really early. And then Malcolm said it in the Twitch chat. I feel like we overemphasized following this really early, and it just has like turned out to be like the craziest thing that we've seen. Let's see if there's any good tweets, we'll move on, and we could just get into the fucking SpaceX IPO, I guess. All right, what do you have, Malcolm? God, it doesn't fucking stop. I want to read the Trump tweet one more time. I think you may severely underestimate the lengths this admin will go to not look weak. Yep. Dude, they fucking squeezed him for no reason. For no reason. They wanted to do this for no particular reason. You think Dario wanted to tell that? Oh, I didn't have to even show it. You think Dario wanted to tell Pete Hegseth to go fuck himself in public? No, bro. I don't believe that he did. That was not like an ego power trip from Dario. It was like no, I really feel strongly about this. And you put me in a no-win condition spot. I don't think he wanted to do that, but you force him to do it. Oh, God. All right. In 2 weeks, Anthropic led to IBM's largest daily decline since October 2000. Anthropic's in cybersecurity stocks 20% lower. Anthropic raised over $100 billion in market cap across multiple industries. Anthropic declined the U.S. Pentagon's final order. Anthropic's technology was banned in the U.S. government by President Trump. The AI revolution is accelerating. Bro, they are intimidated, yeah. I'm just I'm like scared of it about this. This makes me uncomfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable at how this has been handled, the reckless nature of the communication around this, and then what the fuck does Dario have in his pocket, bro? What does this guy have? Anthropic raised over $100 billion in market cap across multiple industries. One tweet, cyber stocks down 20%. Declined the Pentagon's final offer. It's now banned by Trump. What the fuck is this guy walking around with, bro? This is the ultimate question. Is what the fuck does this guy have? What does he have? Apewood says, we got to get younger people in government, man. I know, dude. I know. It's we thought he had a trump card. It seems no, I think he has the trump card. Here's the thing. Game theory, again, if you don't have it, you capitulate. If you want to know the real take, is if you don't have the trump card, you do this. You do this. You go sign the deal. You have no choice. You do this. Respectfully, you do this. This is what you do respectfully, bro. Respectfully, you do this. If you don't have the trump card.
I don't personally think the Pentagon should be threatening DPA against these companies. For all the differences I have with Anthropic, I mostly trust them as a company.
You mediate if you don't have the trump card. Let's do like a Twitter scroll. I want to move on, but like, dude, this is going to be one of the most impactful events. This has huge implications, and I hate that it's political, man. I hate that it's like Trump versus AI. Maybe is it good for? It's a weird one because like okay, one more thing. Somehow this was so poorly managed that the most hated thing in the world, AI, is getting universally supported because that's how terribly the admin has handled this. Think about that, bro. They're writing outside of Anthropic's, we love you, God loves you, like God's with you, you give us courage. How horrifically handled does discourse have to be for the populace to band or to band together for AI? What? Oh, like, dude, think about that. I didn't even think about that. Thank you, Apewood. I didn't even think about that. How the most hated thing ever. This demigod that's gonna take your job, take your wife, throw you into the permanent underclass, and fuck you forever. Just ruin your life forever, is now being rallied behind against the U.S. government. It's like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's probably good for AI, but what the fuck, man? Trump going anti-Claude might unironically be the best thing for AI's narrative problem. It's like these things in a silo, and I'm talking like social issues in a silo, aren't the end of the world, but you start to stack a million of them, and it's just like Pam Bondi and like Pam Bondi, and then you get Epstein files, and you get everything that's happening with ICE. Then you get the AI job firings, permanent underclass. And now you get this Anthropic versus the U.S. government. It's like thing on thing on more Epstein files, thing on 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 thing. It's just like in a silo, no singular one of these events are radical enough to cause any substantial destruction. Oh yeah, aliens are real. To cause like substantial long dated destruction. But I don't know, you stack 10 of them together, what happens then? It's like you go into a bio lab and you start fucking mixing chemicals in a test tube. Imagine building a product so good the president of the Western Hemisphere publicly forces you to sell it to him instead of using any of the competitors. What is he gonna do? And look, all of the smartest people in the world are like backing Anthropic. Ilya, OpenAI. Is he co-founded? He co-founded OpenAI? Is that true? It's extremely good that Anthropic has not backed down, and it's significant that OpenAI has taken a similar stance. In the future, there'll be much more challenging situations of this nature, and it'll be critical for the relevant leaders to ride up to the occasion. For fierce competitors to put their differences aside, good to see that happen today. Dog. Oh my God. Could you interview Cooker again? Let me read this, Apewin. Come on, bro. Are you fucking trolling? Is that a joke? All love. All love. All love. But, brother, the sky's falling. Anthropic is a... The free market crowd is suddenly very comfortable with the state dictating their terms to private firms and expanding mass surveillance. Turns out most capitalists are commies when their side runs Leviathan. Yeah, crazy. Rorschach. I just skipped it, dude. I just skipped it. Rorschach. There's been a lot of crazy words on these tweets recently. Building plasma, though, so opinion invalidated. Let's keep fucking scrolling the timeline for a minute, because what else? Oh, yeah, by the way, if things weren't crazy enough, DeepSeek's supposed to launch on Monday. How about that? The model everyone's terrified about. Sam and Dario coming out saying that China's distilling our models, even though China's winning in video. That's coming out too. Leviathan. That's how crazy is that? Monday, DeepSeek launch. Get fucking ready, huh? Monday or Wednesday. Did Trump just overplay his hand? Let's read it one more time. Hype for deep cheeks. Real ball in our way. The United States of America will never allow a radical left. Why are they doing this radical left woke company, by the way? It was always like the tech bros for Trump, too, you know? I agree, Apewood. It was tech bros for Trump. Why is this a radical left woke company? What does that mean? It's not radical. Also, most of the world is radical left now. The United States of America will never allow a radical left woke company to dictate how our great military fights and wins wars. That decision belongs to your commander-in-chief and the tremendous leaders I appoint to run our military. Dude, I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. The left-wing nut jobs, it's like, dude, this comms. These comms are so just broken. They're broken. The left-wing nut jobs and Anthropic have made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War. By the way, they didn't try to strong-arm. You strong-armed them and said, Dario, pick a lose-lose spot, and so he picked one of the lose spots. You gave him two options. Both of them fucking sucked. He picked one of them. I'm not even a game theory guy, and I know the game theory of this. I'm not even a game theory guy. I'm not even a left shoulder, bump shoulder, right shoulder, bump shoulder, fade guy, and I knew the game theory implications of this. The left-wing nut jobs in Anthropic have made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War and force them to obey their terms of service instead of our Constitution. Their selfishness is putting American lives at risk. Our troops in danger and national security in jeopardy. Therefore, I am directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately seize all use of Anthropic's technology. We don't need it, we don't want it, and we do not want to do business again. I just think he's lying about that part. DNAP, send that in Twitch chat, please. There'll be a 6-month phase-out period for agencies like the Department of War who are using Anthropic's products at various levels. Anthropic better get their act together and be helpful during this phase-out period, which, by the way, they said they would be. Or I will use the full power of the presidency to make them comply with major civil and criminal consequences to follow. Can we ask, like, what can he do here? What consequences can he invoke is what I want to know. Like, what can he actually do? My boy who's tight with the defense contract elite tape yesterday, and Loki confirmed that Pentagon is blown away by what Anthropic has behind the scenes. This is my take. Dario has the trump card. He has God, bro. What punishments? This is the only take. What punishments can Trump invoke on Dario? Theoretically. Major civil and criminal consequences to follow. Full power, all caps. We will decide the fate of our country, not some out-of-control radical left AI company run by people who have no idea what the real world is all about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, President Donald J. Trump. It's tough fucking sailing here. Okay, one, they can order all federal agencies to cease use of Anthropic. Kills a $200 million contract. They don't care about the $200 million contract. Explicitly threatened, we know this, Defense Production Act, and making them a supply chain risk. So they can't work with any companies that have any contracts with the U.S. government. We know this. This is what I want to know. What can it mean for Dario? The DOJ could investigate obstruction of national security or contract fraud claims. Thin legally, but investigations themselves are punishing. Export control enforcement. If they can frame Anthropic's refusal as harming national defense, ITAR/EAR violations could theoretically be explored. Tax audits, regulatory scrutiny. Personal liability is harder but not impossible if they allege Dario personally directed actions that violated federal contract terms. The real punishment, though, is not legal. It's economic and reputational. It's not reputational. He's actually going to become a hero is what's going to happen. You know, Trump did the same exact thing to just ask Claude, what can he do? Yeah. It's not, he's going to become a folk hero in Silicon Valley, by the way. Dario's going to be like revered as the one who stood up. Every defense contractor would cut ties overnight. The question is not what can he do legally, it's does any of this stick? Most of the threats are like pressure tactics. Even OpenAI's Altman said he doesn't think the Pentagon should be threatening DPA against these companies. Is there an M dash at the end of the post? Yeah, there is an M dash at the end of the post. That's really funny. Has anyone that we care about commented on this? Like, let's go down the list. Sam Altman, definitely not, right? Sama, no. They just raised. Elon hates Dario for whatever reason. He hates Anthropic, and he has to deal with the government, so he's not going to be on our side here. Now, I don't know about our side. I'm not saying our side, but just in general. Ilya commented yes. Demis. Nothing. I'm a fucking nano banana. Give me a break. Okay, wait. DNAP sent me a couple tweets. What do you have, DNAP? See that, Aston Martin? What? Bro, what? I mean, what the fuck? Take this shit to fucking Signal. Just like, look at this. Look at this fucking this timeline here. Trump not happy with negotiations on Iran. Pentagon still negotiating. Also, we want to take over Cuba. Is Palantir up on this news? No, right? Yes. Oh, no. Yes, it is. By the way, the only stock I hold is Palantir. It's kind of ridiculous. I hold this best surveillance coin. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is what I hold. I just got to keep scrolling the TL. I mean, we really want to talk about fucking PewDiePie built the AI model. You look like a skinny blonde Jack Duvall, the Duve. Okay, Michael Burry. What do you have, Burry? As NVIDIA pours $30 billion into OpenAI, so OpenAI can spend $20 billion on NVIDIA chips. Remember this story from last week. Reporters reported 2 weeks ago that OpenAI had become dissatisfied with the performance of NVIDIA's hardware for certain types of inference tasks. especially coding-related workloads and AI to software interactions. The company began exploring alternatives last year, including deals with AMD, Cerebras? How do I pronounce that? And early discussions with Grok. It was reported that OpenAI was specifically concerned about speed, saying NVIDIA's GPUs were not fast enough for certain inference-heavy products such as Codex, OpenAI's coding model. In contrast to trading, he's just a fucking bear. Did Donald use Claude to write that tweet?
There should.
Like, what does this mean? What is it? They got to figure out the comms thing, dude. They really do. I mean, one thing at a fucking time here, you know? It's like, you can't keep up with all of this stuff. I guess we can. This is the first time I've seen an M dash in a Trump post. Jesus. Century analyst. Crazy. The White House. Oh my God. President Donald J. Trump retweeted. Let's just do one more search of Anthropic and then, I don't know, do we move on? Tulip Gang, you want to fucking come and talk some shit? Yeah, this happened too. This is not great. The SpaceX thing. Not what you want to see. A lot of people think this about World War III or building God or whatever, and maybe that will be proven true, but the simpler explanation is that the Chud civilization leadership said, new rule, no woke AI, and Anthropic said, that's stupid. And the Chuds flipped the table. Yeah. Terrible take. All right, I think this, by the way, this is what I'm saying. This is the take I've said like 5 times. This is what I'm saying. I believe this is true. The stupidest fucking part about all of this is Anthropic has repeatedly signaled they'll support Claude only kills once Claude is in fact competent enough to make those decisions. Right now, it can't even stop itself from, I don't know, what does it say? I don't even know what this means, but fucking up your home directory without Hook reminding it to stop. This is my take. Like, this is what I believe to be happening. From deleting, yeah. This is what I think is happening. I don't get it. 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 To me, Dario's like, guys, it's not good enough. What's the survival rabbit? I don't know what that is. All right. Wait, let me just check my 5 minutes of using Grok. All right, here's what we're gonna do is I have a lot of other stuff to cover, but this is just like a mess. So I am going to get up real quick, take a 30-second break. When I come back, I don't know, we'll talk OpenAI raise, SpaceX IPO. There's like 40 things. It's supposed to be at 30 minutes. I was gonna stream for 30 minutes today, by the way. 30 minutes. I was gonna stream for 30 minutes and get the fuck off. All right. BRB. What a start to the stream, huh? That is. Oh, all right. All right. I'll do one more time. Let's go. Tell me if something happens if I'm talking about something else. I'm gonna go on to OpenAI and SpaceX, but if there's like big news, just send it in the chat. I'll open it. Please take this shit to the group chat, man. Please, please, please. How about a quick intermission with a Stanley Druckenmiller clip? Let's do a quick palette reset for a second. Druckenmiller just did a podcast with Morgan Stanley. 50 seconds. Let's do a quick little reset. Cleanse your palate real quick. A little gelato after dinner.
Gene editing and proteins, it's going right over Stan's head. But I get their level of enthusiasm. We have a very good biotech team. That's really important because I trust them. And when they're really enthusiastic, that's as important to me as the actual facts, because I'm not smart enough to understand a lot of the actual facts.
So you filter not just the data, but the people that work for you.
My advantage is not IQ, it's trigger pulling. I admit it's some kind of intelligence, but my mother-in-law says I'm an idiot savant. I wasn't in the top 10% of my class. A lot of people think I'm smarter than I am because I'm good at our business, but I have a very narrow form of intelligence that allows me to love and play this game.
Work for you.
This is so sick.
My advantage is not IQ, it's trigger pulling. I admit it's some kind of...
That's awesome. Shout out Druckenmiller. It is like a 35 and some change minute podcast, and maybe we could watch it at some point today. No, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not happening today. Sorry. It's not happening today, but maybe at some point we'll get to it. All right, let's go here. Is OpenAI announced they have raised $110 billion round of funding from Amazon, NVIDIA, and SoftBank. We are grateful for the support from our partners. We have a lot of work to do to bring you the tools that you deserve. I like the way he said that. We're excited to partner with Amazon to bring a new generation of products to market, especially around the new enterprise products like the stateful runtime environment. We're also very excited to make great use of Trainium. We continue to have a great relationship with Microsoft. Our stateless API will remain exclusive to Azure, and we will build out much more capacity with them. NVIDIA has long been one of our most important partners, and their chips are the foundation of AI computing. We are grateful for their continued trust in us and excited to run their systems in AWS. Their upcoming generations should be great. SoftBank is an incredible and high-conviction partner. We are excited to welcome them again as a major investor and to do much more across their ecosystem. A follow-up to this. Oh, is he talking about Anthropic right now?
Twitch Prime and not the engineer. I'm sick and...
No, he's not. This guy's kind of a Chad, like a big wig engineer. He has motion, 1,000 live on Twitch. And he quotes it by saying they reduced their spend target from at least what the internet estimates 1.4 trillion to 600 billion by 2030. They estimate a healthy amount of income from ads. I no longer think they will implode. So yeah, this is a fucking monster. They raised an absolute monster, and I'm happy they finally got it done. TBD, what happens as far as the OpenAI IPO, and we don't have to speculate on the OpenAI IPO because we can now speculate on the SpaceX IPO, which is breaking. Elon Musk's SpaceX is looking to IPO as early as next month at a valuation in excess of 1.75 trillion. What's the highest IPO ever? This is shatters whatever that number is. And I don't know, man. Like this is Herculeanly such a bizarre market to try to make sense of. Because in theory, man, this is not the best sign. Like, you don't really want the megacorps to IPO. At least I don't think so. You run out of money to raise from privates, and so now you got to go squeeze public. 1.75 is insane. Think about how much wealth was generated in private rounds on SpaceX to get to 1.75 trillion is insane. Saudi Aramco is the biggest IPO ever, 25 billion. Cool. So this thing's gonna IPO 1.75 trillion. What price was the SpaceX seed round? What val? Well, that's by proceeds, by the way. I got it. Yeah, you just got to think like how much fucking money was generated in privates on these private rounds, and public gets none of it, which just sucks. Musk put in 100 mil of his own money as seed funding. The implied valuation in 2002, Jesus, was 27 million. Wow. Jeez. What a fucking... I was targeting $1.5 trillion IPO in mid-2026. Crazy. I mean, this is like, I don't even know how you make sense of this, what this means, what the implications of this are. Is like, if you were looking for a reason to be screaming top, kind of feels like Trump coin on Solana. Also, the first one, more liquidity is good for BTC. Is it? Really? I don't see Bitcoin benefiting from this at all. That's like a crazy reach. I'm not gonna lie, that's an insane reach. This creates a black hole of, look, there's only so much money to go around. And this is a monster. You got to think what happens to Solana token ecosystem when Trump coin launches. Everything gets destroyed. No, this is not like Amazon IPOing, because Amazon IPO'd at sub $1 billion. And so if you wanted a reason to be screaming top, this is a decent one, I think. Right? I mean, yeah. I think this is a decent reason to do it if you were going to scream top. Honestly, it is. It really, 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 really is. Let's see if there's anything else, any other coverage on it. Threadguy, why are you always getting full? Let's go like SpaceX. Amazon IPO'd at 500 mil. Went to 4 bill, by the way. 8x Amazon IPO price. Yeah, there's not really any comms on this. Wouldn't this be bottom? This shit finna be on Mars. I mean, bro, it's $2 trillion. It's like, look. Most valuable companies in the world ranked by market cap. Number 1, Nvidia, 4.3 trillion. Number 2, Apple, 3.8. Google, 3.7. Microsoft, 2.9. Amazon, 2.2. TSMC, 1.9. Meta, 1.6. And so this makes it, on day one, the 7th biggest company in the world. I mean, fuck. Where does that money come from? It probably comes from everything else. Can't be great for... It can't be great because there's no like wealth effect. Everyone would just be pulling out on IPO, right? Like that's a liquidation event if you invested early. You're a net seller into this IPO, obviously. Especially if you have big bags, you don't really get liquidity events that much. Like you don't. Jesse Livermore speaks to this. Sometimes when you have a massive stack, you got to just take what the exit the market gives you. So we'll follow it. I don't really have like, there's not really like that many. Oh, here, Tulip King pops up. Even assuming the market is good, I think there's some game theory behind rushing to IPO first. I agree. Also, only one of them gets to reach price discovery. Whoever's first gets to reach price discovery from these massive, these sort of AI corpos. The supermassives, Anthropic, OpenAI, SpaceX, Stripe, etc. could drain a lot of liquidity from markets by IPOing. Whoever goes first has no ceiling and gets the most liquidity. Feels like a race a little bit. Anthropic's not going to beat them. They're fucking PvPing Trump. Let's see if there's any more takes. Palmer Lucky. Palmer Lucky. Oh, God. What? Apewood? What is it? I don't even want to look. I'll just look on it's hard to copy paste. Zoomer. Oh my god, what's going on? Nice. Crypto from Paradigm to expand into AI robotics with new fund. No way it's 1.5 billion. Wow. What did Dragonfly just raise? 650M? Jesus. Oh, God. Dude, there is going to be so much money thrown at AI startups. It is going to be disgusting. Like, think about it. I've talked about this before. ETH topped at, I think, 500 Bs in 2021. And think about how much money was then thrown at all L1s and L2s after to try to get 1% of ETH, 10% of ETH. Get to 10% of ETH, 50 Bs, huh? 1% of ETH, 5. Bro, if you could get to 1% of OpenAI, you're worth $7 billion. Okay? Every co-founder cashes out 9 figs. You go fuck off. You're done. That's it. Same with the privates. Is like, if you can get to 1% of OpenAI, bro, if you can even get to 0.1% of OpenAI, you're worth $750 million. GG's, GG's, you're good. Infinite money is going to get thrown at these things. So it's not surprising that this is happening. I don't even think it's like particularly bad for crypto. It's just you got to follow the speculative hop all the money, and sometimes it goes in a weird spot. All right, follow up to the block. They traded today. This is the stock. Jack Dorsey, we covered it. I'm gonna say Jack Doherty. Jesus. Also, I should not have gone out last night. Fridays are tough. I should not have gone out last night. I shouldn't have done it. The Cabernet bottle was looking at me like a fucking LA 10 last night. I'm sorry. 2 a.m. is looking at me like a fucking LA 10. This was yesterday. It was Mando's fault. Cabal dinner. After hours yesterday, and then today trading was like kind of flat, down a little bit. See it down. Let me do it one more time. Down 8-ish, 9-ish%. And so the biggest narrative yesterday, there's 2 narratives going on, like yin and yang. They were fighting each other. Okay. One is kind of what we were talking about. Oh my God. They fire 40% of their team, their company. Stock pumps 25% on the news that it's because of AI. Whether it is or not AI, everyone's going to go rush and do the same thing. Jack Dorsey on paper made $600 million yesterday by firing 4,000 people. How does that work? Well, more people are going to obviously try to do it. And so half the take is like, oh my God, AI is good enough. And then the other half is like, you guys are retarded. Jack Dorsey, you know, he hired 40,000 employees or whatever at Twitter. He overhired again at the block. They are just using AI as an excuse to finally cut down employees and have a scapegoat. And so he commented on it. And here's the post. So this guy, Will Slaughter, sick name, dude. Really, really, really sick name. In 3 years from December 2019 to December 2022, Block XYZ more than tripled its headcount from 3,900 to 12,500. Unwinding less than half an insane COVID overhiring binge has much more to do with Jack Dorsey's managerial incompetence. Oh my God, zero hedge, stop. Then whether AI is going to take your job. All right, intermission. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, okay, cool. I thought it was a new fucking. Let's see. On a hipster shit. Cause you a hipster, bitch. Got lost in the news fire hose, but this is the craziest chart. I've seen this. General office versus data center construction. Yeah, this is crazy. Is red is data center spend. Blue is office. And we have crossed what you either can call the golden or the death cross. More data center than office. And so, yeah, do you really believe that AI has nothing to do with this? I find that hard to believe. Just off this alone and everything else that we know. I find it relatively hard to believe. Okay? So, this guy will slaughter Bama bonds, Southern fixed income, the cynic formerly known as Milwaukee bonds. It's pivoted. It's now Bama bonds, moved, I guess, down south. And he's basically saying that this has nothing to do with AI. Jack Dorsey's a dog shit CEO and he overhired. And so Jack Dorsey responds in a quote tweet and he says, yes, we overhired during COVID because I incorrectly built two separate company structures, Square and Cash App, rather than one, which we corrected mid-2024. But this misses all the complexity we took on through lending, banking, and BNPL. And that we're now targeting 2M gross profit per person, 2 million gross profit per person. 4x our pre-COVID efficiency, which stayed flat at 500K from 2019 until 2024. We have and do run an efficient company, ... better than most. And so he's basically saying we are more efficient than most companies. And this is absolutely not a we got too bloated and overhired. This is a this is an AI move. Is what he's saying. I don't really want to watch this Pomp video. I'm not going to lie, but I kind of need a video intermission. I have a Bloomberg video and I have a Pomp video. Should we start with Bloomberg? Let's start with Bloomberg. I don't want to watch the Pomp video. I don't. I really don't. But Jack Dorsey's block has nearly half its staff. Bloomberg podcast, 21,000 views. It's kind of niche.
Has invested in kind of their internal AI tools. So like Goose is one of the things that they're really touting.
Is it run on, do we know if it's run on Anthropic or OpenAI, or is it its
They
own?
haven't shared that.
They haven't shared. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine what they're doing, which is what a lot of companies is doing, is probably plugging it into whatever works best for the moment and like constantly reevaluating that.
Okay.
But Jack is a technologist, right? So he clearly has a thesis about how he
Jack's kind of the GOAT, man. Jack is kind of the GOAT. Underrated, I feel.
can build the best products, and he thinks that he can do it with fewer people, leaning on tools like Goose.
So does this mean that he's already been playing around with it and he's seeing the impact, and so he's just saying, I can let go of these folks?
Absolutely. He's definitely like hands-on using it, and he must think that he can make this work. And I think one of the things that they're trying to communicate at this moment, which you can take with a grain of salt as you always have to, is that this is kind of coming from a position of strength. Like they're really proud of their financial performance.
Well, what's interesting too, though, I mean, this is a stock that's down 80% since August of 2021. So it's been under pressure, right, to do something. Is this
I mean, it just like looks like one of these COVID charts. Like here's a weekly chart on this thing. This was a joke. I don't really know if it's under that much pressure, like per se. It's been sitting in this fucking range for how long? Like 3 years. I'm not sure they were like dying to. They're fucking profitable. He's rich as fuck. But sitting in this range for 3 years, it's not like it's down 90% in the last like couple months.
enough
Kind of a bad take. I don't know. It's
in terms of cost cutting to keep this company going forward amid, and it's safe to say, an environment that has changed a lot?
They've made a ton of changes. I think one of the concerns that people watching them had was like they weren't shipping fast enough. Like their products were kind of evolving like more slowly than people would have liked. So they've made a ton of changes. Like they've reorganized like how people report up in the business. They've kind of done rolling layoffs. Some of them were tied to performance reviews. And then they're coming out with a really bold move. And I think I'm hoping that they don't have to let any other people go, because it's never great when a company has to let people go. But we'll see if this is enough.
And as far as who is affected by these layoffs,
Nothing interesting to share, honestly. The severance package you give employees was insane. 20 weeks default and 1 week per year, I think. Let's watch Pomp. Fuck it. Let's watch Pomp. Just real quick. I never watched a Pomp video. Jack Dorsey's laid off 4,000 employees. He claims it's because of AI, but the internet quickly realized there's much more to the story.
Jack Dorsey announced that his company Block is firing more than 4,000 employees. That's a reduction in force of close to half of the 10,000 employees at the company. 10,000 people work at this company. Now, the stated reason for these layoffs was artificial intelligence, the big bad boogeyman AI. Here's what Jack wrote in his memo to the team. He said, "We're not making this decision because we're in trouble." I don't know about that. He says, "Our business is strong. Gross profit continues to grow, and we continue to serve more and more customers, and profitability is improving. But something has changed. We're already seeing that the intelligence tools we're creating fundamentally, given the recent attention to AI, what it means to build and run a company, and that's accelerating rapidly." Now, given the recent attention to AI's impact on the labor market, the media and online commentators, they are having a field day with this. The whole story is, this is an example of AI's negative impact on humans. Take, for example, CNBC's Deidre Boss. She writes that this is a profitable, growing company, cutting nearly half its workforce. If Jack Dorsey executes well post-cut, this could become a template. 3 days ago, everyone
Dude, the Citrini, it's crazy how viral the fucking Citrini post is.
was calling the Citrini piece science fiction. Now it's
What did he just say? What did he just call him?
a template. 3 days ago, everyone was calling the Citrini piece science fiction.
He did not read it, bro. Pump! Oh my God. Guy who didn't read the fucking post has a take. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. The guy who didn't read the fucking article has a take on the article. Give me a break.
Now it's hitting a little closer to home. Well, I think that's the wrong take. I think
Does he look like he read that shit? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wow.
she is completely wrong on this. And it didn't take long for the internet to agree with me. The internet quickly realized that the AI quote-unquote excuse may just be a cover-up for a poorly managed business. Now, Will Slaughter explains that in 3 years, from December of 2019...
Yeah, I just read this fucking dog shit-ass tweet. I just read this.
to December of 2022, Block more than tripled its headcount from
It's a Friday, bro. I'm sorry.
3,900 employees to 12,500 employees. That's crazy growth.
For the record, on a Thursday or Wednesday, there's no way we're watching this, but I need a fucking...
Now, unwinding less than half of an insane COVID over-hiring binge has more to do with Jack Dorsey's managerial incompetence than whether AI is going to take your job. Now, in addition to Will's take, we can see that other software companies are run much leaner than Block. Austin Reef writes that Robinhood has 2,500 employees and a market cap of $70 billion. Coinbase has 4,500 employees and a market cap of $50 billion.
By the way, we did the fintech comparisons on employee to market cap. They are not particularly overbloated. They're not like the leanest company of all time pre-firing, but they were not. We did it yesterday. They were not that ridiculous.
Square, on the other hand, has a market cap of $30 billion and
16K views. About what it deserves. Dude, I just think everyone is so like guy who didn't read the Citrini article and has never used OpenClaw like has a take. This is good counterparty coverage.
And they're going to have 6,000 employees. Austin says that he wouldn't say that this is all of a sudden a symbol of AI transformation and leanness. I agree with Austin. This is insane that people believe this is because of AI.
Dude, I kind of think it's because of AI. I'm not gonna lie. Like, look, I know it's a debate and it's not like a given, but Jack Dorsey said it was because of AI, and the market said this. And then I don't know, like, is it insane? Look at the data center versus office build out. Is it insane? Dude, I don't even want to read that DNAP. I'll read it in a minute. We got to keep watching this. God, dude, we're not even halfway done.
Obvious comp to Square is Stripe. And they are more than 5x larger in market cap than Square, yet they have only 8,000 total employees. And don't forget here.
What about PayPal? Isn't PayPal a fair comp as well? I know PayPal sucks. PayPal's like 3x smaller the employee to market cap ratio than Square Block pre-firing. Like way worse. I know PayPal sucks, but
Jack Dorsey's not exactly known for running lean organizations. Elon Musk bought Twitter and immediately fired about 80% of the employees. That company's doing better than ever according to various metrics as well. So in response to the mismanagement allegations,
according to various metrics. I'll read it. Hold on. I don't want to look at it yet.
Elon Musk bought Twitter and immediately fired about 80% of the employees. That company's doing better than ever according to various metrics as well. So in response to the mismanagement allegations, to his credit, Jack Dorsey acknowledged the business has been bloated. He said, yes, we overhired during COVID. So it does seem fair to say that these layoffs are more driven by a business that needed to get lean rather than some important data point around AI layoffs. But guess what? The truth doesn't matter anymore. People are going to take the stated reason as fact, and you are going to see two big repercussions now.
Why would anyone take the stated reason from the CEO who did the firing as fact? Why would you do that?
One, the media is likely going to keep pointing to this example whenever they discuss the negative side effects of AI. Oh, Jack Dorsey laid off 4,000 people. But also, you're going to see CEOs. They are going to use this moment as motivation to lay off a large portion of their employees, and then they're going to blame AI as the reason as well.
I'll look at it. Give me a minute and 30 seconds apiece in like mental flat before I look at it.
Now, regarding the media, the doomsday predicting is going to continue, and it will be a headwind for software stocks in the short term as they dominate headlines. I believe that is the wrong conclusion for investors, though. Block just announced a large reduction in force, and the stock went up 20% overnight trading. Investors should love a trend where companies can become more productive and profitable. But the existential risk of will this company be around in 5 years? That's what's actually spooking so many investors into a risk-off mentality. Now, regarding other CEOs, this is going to be the same playbook we saw during COVID. As soon as executives realized that there was a boogeyman that they could leverage to make hard decisions, they all rushed to exploit the opportunity. There's nothing better than telling your affected employees and your concerned shareholders, don't worry, I'm just laying off a large portion of our staff because of the positive developments of AI. That's much better than having to tell them you mismanaged the business and you overhired. Lean into the positive and ignore the negative. Now, this copycat approach to larger layoffs is not as concerning to me. The businesses who engage in it, they're going to do the layoffs at some point anyways. My advice to you as an investor is to pay extra attention to your portfolio over the next 12 months.
Just look at it harder. Just look at it harder. Like watch market open.
There should be higher levels of volatility because the world is trying to digest what's happening. Two things are going to be true. One, AI will automate many jobs that were previously thought to be insulated from technology disruption. Those things are going to happen. But two, many companies are going to use this opportunity to create change inside their organizations as well. The AI layoffs are coming. It's going to happen faster and more broadly than people expect. But this is not what is happening at Block. Block and Square, they're just bloated companies that were mismanaged. And don't let the mainstream conversation fool you into thinking
like the coldest the coldest take of all time. Like, all right, volatility. It's like, brother, look at fucking VIX. Here's the average grok user. I mean, look. Maybe I'm one-shotted. Here's the actual thing. It actually doesn't matter if it's AI or not. It's actually completely irrelevant. Jack said it was AI, and the company pumped 25%. So every company in the world right now is like, what do you think every company in the world right now that's down bad did this Friday during work hours? What do you think that they did? CEO was probably like, let's check on that AI strategy one more time. Let's open that thing back up one more time and let's give that puppy a look. It actually doesn't matter if it was AI or not. Maybe it's a mix of both. I think it's AI. I really do. I really do. But it doesn't really matter what I think. It just matters what the market thinks. And the market fucking loves the thought of it being AI. And that's probably how it plays out. I mean, he's never used Opus 4.6. I can't give a take. All right. How bad's the Zoomer thing? How bad is it? Let's go. I'm ready. Let's do it. What do we got? I wanted some fucking brain rot first. It was awesome. I'm so happy we watched that. My handlers told me not to watch it. I'm so happy we did. All right, let's go. Zoomer. The Pentagon declares Anthropic a national security risk. Oh, baby. Pete Hegseth. What do we got? No, brother. Oh my god. Wait, I couldn't hear it. My headphones were off. All right, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Ah! All right. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, with his most sane take, probably most normal thing he's done in the last week. This week, Anthropic delivered a master. Dude, I can't take this. Oh, I can't even read it. I can't. All right, fine. Let me prep it. Sanctimonious. All right, let's go. We can do this. Threadguy, you can do this. You can do this. Michael, you can do this. All right. This week, sanctimonious. This week, Anthropic delivered a masterclass in arrogance and betrayal, as well as a textbook case of how to not do business with the United States government or the Pentagon. Our position has never wavered and will never waver. The Department of War must have full, unrestricted access to Anthropic's models for every, all caps, lawful purpose in defense of the Republic. Instead, Anthropic AI and CEO Dario have chosen duplicity. Wow, okay. Have chosen duplicity, cloaked in the sanctimonious rhetoric of effective altruism. By the way, this effective altruism thing, I feel like came out of nowhere. Like, when did we start talking about EA? When did this come out? This is like a new thing. I have not heard a Dario EA take. Maybe I'm off on that. Rhetoric of effective altruism. They've attempted to strong-arm the United States military into submission. Jesus. A cowardly act of corporate virtue signaling that places Silicon Valley ideology above American lives. The terms of service of Anthropic's defense altruism, used it twice, will never outweigh the safety, the readiness, or the lives of American troops on the battlefield. Their true objective is unmistakable: to seize veto power over the operational decisions of the United States military. That is unacceptable. Is that their true objective? I'm not sure that's true. As President Trump stated on Truth Social, I'm just going to read, but this Truth Social bit is like hilarious. The commander-in-chief and the American people alone will determine the destiny of our armed forces, not unelected tech executives. Anthropic's stance is fundamentally incompatible with American principles. Their relationship with the United States Armed Forces and the federal government has therefore been permanently altered. In conjunction with the president's directive and the federal government to seize all of Anthropic's technology, I am directing the Department of War to designate Anthropic a supply chain risk to national security. Effective immediately, no contractor, supplier, or partner that does business with the United States military may conduct any commercial activity with Anthropic. Anthropic will continue to provide the Department of War its services for a period of no more than 6 months to allow for a seamless transition to a better and more patriotic service. America's warfighters will never be held hostage by the ideological whims of big tech. This decision is final. Oh, brother. Wow. I cannot help but feel like this is a mistake. Dude. Man. Guys. Okay, so quick TLDR is 1, supply chain risk. He stated it, but we've been covering this for a while. is, I'm kind of like a person of authority on the topic. A supply chain risk means no company that has a contract with the United States government at all can work with Anthropic. So like Palantir, any of these, no one can work with Anthropic. And then any company that has a contract with the United States government in their sites, so at some point thinks that they might want to work with the U.S. government, second order effects, is also not going to work with them. Why did he retweet his own tweet? Oh, okay. I see. And then he retweeted this right after. It's so unserious. Look at this. He retweets this. Immediate follow-up, he's retweeting this. It's so unserious. So fucking unserious. Talking about the Ivy League subjecting warriors to woke introduction. Doesn't even let it sit for a second. He's retweeting this. It's so unserious. Like the president of Car. Dude, I mean, they just went nuclear. I don't have much of a take. I kind of can't believe they just did this. Okay. Let me put it in simpler terms. If the labs and this is what the take we just read, by the way. This narrative is going to be the most pushed narrative you see over. This is what everyone's going to be talking about. I think, I haven't read the tweet, but I think I know where it's going. Let me put it in simpler terms. If the labs in aggregate band together and form a pact where none is willing to provide unfettered access to the Pentagon, then the following outcome is guaranteed. Brother, this might happen, and holy fuck. Oh, God, it is going to get weird. Oh, man. How do you trade that? How do you trade war? How do you trade civil war against the United States, and the United States is the underdog? How do you trade that? First, there will be an EO, executive order, that designates AI as an existential pillar of military dominance and national security. That's probably coming like tonight. 2, then there will be a second executive order declaring that compute is a critical input and that AI is in short supply. The government will then take control of all GPU, TPU, and inference chip supply, which will be allocated based on military prioritization. Because Google, Anthropic, and OpenAI decided they want to be adversarial, the compute will be entirely allocated to XAI and Meta, the only two willing to cooperate. Researchers at the other labs will no longer have sufficient compute to run experiments and will churn the labs that do that. Anthropic and China then just like band together. Some zealots. Let's see. This is so bad. I'm like, this is actually so bad. A first-century Jewish political and religious movement dedicated to violently overthrowing Rome and Judea. This is really bad. Guys, this is actually really bad. Hate being late to these streams. You've missed so much. Don't even try to watch. Just watch from here. Some zealots will smugly stay at OpenAI or Anthropic and assume that their IQ is more valuable than the bitter lesson in scaling laws. Some will be poached to other countries. But the government... Wait, let me make a tweet. Worst part of all of this is that the government is forced to use Grok. Actually, let me just shut the fuck up. How about that? How about I shut the fuck up? How about I fucking close my fucking mouth for once? How about that? How about I shut the fuck up? How about I shut the fuck up? How about that? Huh? Some will be poached to other countries. How about I shut the goddamn fuck up, okay? How about that? But the government will have declared AI a national military technology, and so the researchers who leave do so on threat of arrest and revocation of their citizenship. U.S. allies who attempt to poach researchers will be restricted access to semis the way China is now. Now, to be clear, I think Dario will take some face-saving measures before any of this happens and just capitulate. Brother, Dario has God. He's not capitulating. I don't know how fucking many times we have to say he's not. He is, dude, he knew what was going to happen. He's not capitulating. There's no capitulation. I don't think he can capitulate, bro. Dude, they are about to go scorched earth. But he knew this was, dude, okay. United States government labels him a supply chain risk. He knew this was going to happen. Dude, he said, go fuck yourself yesterday. They said, capitulate or we will blackball you. And he said he's fucking pulled his dick out and stuck up 2 middle fingers. What do you think was going to happen? He knew this was going to happen. Come on, bro. He has a plan. It's probably not a good one, but he has a fucking plan. Luke and Elliot, can you guys change the title of Twitch and YouTube to like Trump declares war on Anthropic, please? Now, to be clear, I think Dario will take some face-saving measures before any of this happens and just capitulate. I don't think he's going to capitulate. Just shut up. Just shut up. All right, guys, shut the fuck up. But if you think the admin isn't ready to do any and all of this, you are simply not AI pilled enough or haven't read sufficient military history. The people at the Pentagon have. Dude. Okay, let's make a new tab group here with, let's delete some shit. Hold on. Block update, delete group, gone. OpenAI raise, delete group, gone. Crypto, I'm just not. Jane Street, get out of my fucking face. Add to new group, important tweets. What the fuck is going on? Okay. Tulip King. What is that guy's name? Fuck, what's his name? His tweet we read. That lines up with this. What's his fucking name? I want that guy in stream, like right now. I'm not gonna lie. How do we get that guy in stream right now? Yes. Dude, will he come on stream right now? Looks like a fucking 4-hour stream. Dude, okay, let's talk about it. Do I get the whiteboard out? Dude, the reason I think Dario is not going to capitulate is he knew this was going to happen when he did what he did. He knew it was going to happen. He knew this was going to happen. All right, hold on. I need to like, hold on. Let's timeline first. Timeline first. Also, if God really, if Dario has God, he's not capitulating, bro. A lot can change in a couple months. No, okay, you're saying over a long time frame. Let's see. How about this? Palmer lucky, but it's old. Dude, are we just gonna stream all day? Can't Malcolm tell the Foyds in the living room they gotta go. Get the 10s out. They gotta go. Palmer lucky 50 minutes ago. This gets to the core of the issue. Isn't this your job? This gets to the core of the issue more than any debate about specific terms. Do you believe in democracy? Should our military be regulated by our elected leaders or corporate executives? Seemingly innocuous terms from the latter, like you cannot target innocent civilians, are actually moral minefields that lever differences of cultural tradition into massive control. Who is a civilian and not? What makes them innocent or not? What does it mean for them to be a target versus collateral damage? Existing policy and law has some very clear answers for these questions, but unelected corporations managing profits and PR will often have a very different answer. Imagine if a missile company tried to enforce the above policy that their product cannot be used to target innocent civilians, that they can shut off access if elected leaders decide to break those terms. Sounds good, right? Not really. In addition to the value judgment problems I list above, you have to account for questions like, damn, this is a disaster. It's okay, Abe Wood. What level of information, classified and otherwise, does the corporation receive that would allow them to make these determinations? How much leverage would they have to demand more? What if an elected president merely threatens a dictator with using our weapons in a certain way, a la Madman theory / mad? Is the threat seen as empty because the dictator knows the corporate executives will cut off the military? Is the threat enough to trigger the cutoff? How much either of those determinations vary if the current corporate executive happens to like the dictator or dislike the president? At what level of confidence is the cutoff trigger? Yeah, this is a disaster, actually. It's like such a slippery slope. The fact this debate is over AI does not change the underlying calculus. The same problems apply to definitions and use of ethically fraught but important capabilities like surveillance systems or autonomous weapons. It's easy to say, but they will have cutouts to operate with autonomous systems for defensive use. But you immediately get into the same issues and more. What is autonomous? What is defensive? What about defending an asset during an offensive action or parking a carrier group off the coast of a nation that considers us to be offensive? Huh. That is why, bro, just agree that AI won't be involved in autonomous weapons or mass surveillance. Why can't you agree? It is so simple. Please, bro. It is an untenable position the United States cannot possibly accept. Fuck! It's a really good post. This is a really good post. He fucking makes some good points. It's like, how can you confidently use this shit if you don't have full control? The rules are subjective. They're ethics questions. They're opaque. They're ambiguous. Oh my God. Okay, what else do we have? I mean, this is a tough one. I'm not going to lie. This is brutal. Jesus. I'm going to skip this one. Does this just not nuke Anthropic? No, I don't think I don't think like immediately it does. Not money-wise. They don't make any money from the government. They make $200 million on this weak-ass contract. It's not significant. What else? Fuck. Palmer Lucky makes a good point, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck, man. I thought I had this shit all figured out. He makes a really good point. Palmer Lucky makes a really good point, dude. Should we read Art of the Deal on stream? Like, read aloud? Like, popcorn read it? Okay, then here's the other. Who's this? Dean W. Ball. Who is this? I've been optimistic the president's tweet signaled an off-ramp. Why would you be optimistic about the president's tweet? But it doesn't. What did you think he was joking? Ugh, God. Brutal. This is like when you're bullish Bitcoin, but Mike Alfred is also bullish Bitcoin, and you think to yourself, fuck my life. Maybe I'm wrong. There's like two really weird sides to this. How much of a retard are you to start beef with a future super intelligent being? You know, this whole debate, honestly, I don't know what's a better word, conflict, is basically predicated on whether or not, like, how powerful Opus 5 is. Honestly, like, that's the question. How powerful is Opus 5? In my opinion, like, I don't know. What does this guy have? What's going on with Zcash? I don't even know, dude. I don't know. Okay, then there's this take. We're going to fucking war, grow up. Would you rather have Claude doing the killing or sending your children? Jesus, man. Dude. Wow, this is, every tweet is like contradicting itself. Next tweet. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. It's absolutely horrifying these people run the United States of America. God bless Anthropic. May liberty and democracy prevail. Comical levels of villainy to declare Anthropic a supply chain risk. Not even DeepSeek is categorized as one. What have we come to when we're threatening an incredible American business with a draconian punishment without due process? Shameful and scary. Dude. Next tweet. Trump, I'm thinking of putting Ted Cruz in the Supreme Court. What's the difference between what Palantir does and what has been doing for years for the government versus Anthropic? They cooperate. Now, Palantir doesn't make frontier models. Like, Palantir doesn't have a model. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm not going to lie. Dude, the time. Oh my God. What?
Well, they should make a deal, but they don't want to quite go far enough, and it's too bad. Look, we've been playing with them for 47 years, and that's a long time. They've been blowing the legs off our people, blowing the face off our people.
Blowing the legs off of our people is a unique vernacular choice on that one. I would.
The arms. They've been knocking out ships one by one. But every month there's something else. So you can't put up with it too long. We're not
58 minutes ago. I mean, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
happy with the negotiation. They just don't want to. They don't want to say the key words. We're not going to have a nuclear weapon. They have to say we're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and they just can't quite get there. They want to enrich a little bit. You don't have to enrich when you have that much oil. So I'm not happy with the negotiation.
It's like so overstimulating. After what we learned about effective altruism last cycle, I'm pretty surprised to see all the crypto bros rushing to defend Anthropic. What is up with Anthropic effective altruism? Where is this coming from? Anthropic effective. Are they like big proponents? I hate effective altruism. I think it's the most retarded shit of all time. They said they are not part of the effective altruist community. Why do people keep saying this? Like who's tweeting that? Why are people tweeting this? It's so weird. What else do we have? Let's do this real quick. Anthropic. Nobody's got anything crazy. The news is what's good thread. I'm late. Dude, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Anthropic was just. I'm not reading that. Yeah, I mean. Huh. I mean, there's not really much we could like do here. Okay, this actually makes a good point though. Is that in a way the government, Department of War doing the DPA, Defense Production Act, it kind of gives Dario an out if he does capitulate. It gives him an out. Like, it gives him a clean out. Without looking like a bitch. Here's Frank. Good for markets. Yeah. It does give him an out. Like, respectfully, it does. It's kind of lit that only Meta and XAI will get government contracts since OpenAI and Anthropic will end up being with all the actual customers. Government propping up the AI trade once again. Yeah, decent take. It does give him an out. I don't hate this because he doesn't look like a bitch if he takes it. God. And like we're talking about Magic Eden on the timeline. It's like the. Does anyone have any good other takes? I mean, we've kind of just been talking about this all day. We kind of have to sit back and wait, I guess. I mean, all I'm going to say is that this is, yeah, we're not too far out from them declaring GPU build out a national security issue too. I'll tell you this, we were right about the fucking arms race. Like a week early. We were like a week early. This is an Anthropic problem. It's a Palantir problem. What does Mr. Beast think? Anthropic should drop a better public model out of spite. What if Anthropic just drops fucking 4.7 tomorrow? They just drop it. They just rip it. Pop that thing onto the timeline, and it's just like insane. Imagine they just do that. That's how you respond, low key. Fuck it, 4.7 is live, and it's just like so much better. Like, dude, imagine they just drop whatever they have. Oh my God. Like, imagine Dario's like, actually, I'm not gonna. Ideologically refuses to capitulate and just says, fuck it. I'm going to play my hand. And he just plays it. And he just drops it. This one I can tweet. Finally. Finally, something I can tweet. What if, dude? What if? What if Dario refuses to capitulate and just drops the God model? They are gatekeeping. They are probably gatekeeping internally. Just if Dario refuses to capitulate and just releases God model, they're gatekeeping internally to the public. There's a non-zero chance that happens, by the way. He just says, fuck it. I'm just gonna launch it. Fuck it, bro. That would be so crazy. That would be so crazy if that happened. You put two spaces in between two words. I did it on purpose. Yeah, I guess, look, there's not much we can really do other than just fucking see what happens here. I mean, this is probably the craziest thing I've seen on the internet in a long time. This is the craziest thing that's happened in a long time. And is this Kevin Rose? What? No, Kevin Roos. Oh my God. If only there had been some way of knowing that Emil Michael, the Undersecretary of War negotiating the Anthropic standoff, had a poor understanding of game theory and a habit of overreacting to perceived slights. Dude, this was my take. I said this guy, if he talked to Claude about game theory, this wouldn't have fucking happened. This is my exact take. People are just watching the stream and stealing my takes, bro. Wait, let's watch this, actually.
A small island in Silicon Valley that would love to decide what you eat, how you eat, and monetize all your data should not also decide who lives in your country and on what your conditions. There are elections, there are rules, they should be enforced. A transfer of one presidency to another, and the view of Silicon Valley that we get to decide should not be the way these things are decided. Of course, this led to protests. My house has been protested for many months, almost every day. Our office has been protested. Many Palantirians who do not just follow what I say, but are
say Palantirians? Is that what he just said?
Are critical people protested against it internally. Some people were so upset about it that they left. These are very hard decisions. I respect the people that decide they can't be involved in this, but we have a position.
And are you comfortable, though, with the Trump administration's approach on the border?
Look, everybody who knows me personally like you knows that I've been a card-carrying progressive my whole life. My family is progressive. I have a degree in what amounts to progressive thought. Obviously, there are many things I would do differently, and I've never stopped being critical of this administration. I'm not planning to vote for this administration. So there are things I do differently. The core issue, though, is who decides. And to the people who want to reduce the complexity, it's commonly known that our software is used in operational contexts at war. Do you really think the warfighter is going to trust a software company that pulls the plug because something becomes controversial with their life? Currently, when you're a warfighter, your life depends on your software. They will never trust you if you pull the plug just because you're unpopular.
It's a decent take, I guess. I have a follow-up for it. I bookmarked
The small
Palmer Lucky clip. Let's do this.
Idea, but I mean, that's the world we live in. I'd say it's a lot scarier, for example, to imagine a weapon system that doesn't have any level of intelligence at all. There's no moral high ground in making a landmine that can't tell the difference between a school bus full of children and Russian armor. It's not a question between smart weapons and no weapons. It's a question between smart weapons and dumb weapons. Idea, but I mean, that's the world we live in. I'd say it's a lot scarier, for example, to imagine
makes a good point.
a weapon system that doesn't have any level of intelligence at all. There's no moral high ground in making a landmine that can't tell the difference between a school bus full of children and Russian armor. It's not a question.
I don't know. It's hard to fight against this automated weapon thing. Like, relatively hard. Do you see Dario getting slimed? Bro. Of course. What do you mean? Slimed is an interesting word choice. Everyone's just crashing out. I mean, this does feel like a Hollywood movie, yeah. It's probably a good day, honestly, to go out and rip tonight. Is what I would do. Like, let's just do one more search, and then I'm about at taxed here. I'm not gonna lie. I am like, this is the only thing we've talked about for the last fucking 2 weeks. Is there anything else good? The one thing I'm like contradicted on is like, okay, you're like the US is squeezing Anthropic for like political gain. But then in my head, I'm like, okay, fine. But then the other side of the coin is like, bro, it's the fucking military. You kind of want them to have the most powerful access. Because they're going to have access anyways, and probably more than you're comfortable with. And so why keep them in the middle? Just give them, they should have the best access. Yeah. Gentlemen, we are living through a canon life event every day. If it wasn't obviously clear to you, that's happening. We are living through canon event after canon event after canon event. And fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you feel about it, it is only going to accelerate. Also, yeah, we might bomb Iran. That might happen. We also want to take Cuba. That might happen. Aliens are real. They're launching 3 million pages of the Epstein files every week. And Trump wants to put Ted Cruz in the Supreme Court. So that's my favorite headline of the week. Ted Cruz somehow snuck into the bundle. Chat, I'm gonna get off in a minute. I hope you feel as informed as possible. Like, I'm trying to give you as much coverage on this. I mean, this was like the craziest week we probably ever had of stream. I'm trying to give you as much coverage as possible. I mean, it's like the only thing I've done this week is stream. Today was like a little bit low energy because I'm fucking dying. I'm hungover and like didn't sleep. But yeah, I this was an insane week. I don't even know what was Monday. What do we even do on Monday? I don't even know. I have no clue what we did on Monday. Okay, here's a JCal tweet. Fuck it. Pause the stream. Nothing's going. Nothing's getting ended. JCal has spoken. We will be reading it. If Anthropic doesn't want to do military tech, you can be sure that OpenAI or another foundational model will bend over backwards to provide whatever the Department of War wants. The Department of War doesn't need to accept any conditions when they buy bullets or guns, so they shouldn't horse trade with provides. Finally, there are 1,000 VCs who will knock their grandmother to the floor to race to the front of the line and put $1 billion into a war-focused model company. At Grok. Okay. Also, get ready to read a lot of bad tweets over the next couple days. You absolutely should speculate on geopolitical war adjacent drama. That is your duty as an American to do that. Your take deserves to be heard. So fucking rip it. Who cares if you know nothing? Just rip it, dude. I mean, it's like everyone's just crash. Everyone's crashing. Just crash out, bro. Just rip it. You got some shit to say, just say it, bro. Just rip it. Just fucking rip it, bro. Whatever you got. Someone just said we're so not ready for AGI. Yeah, we're not ready for fucking anything, man. I'm not gonna lie. Call me a bitch. I am ridiculously overstimulated right now. Like, God, today was crazy. I was just, dude, you know what I was going to do today on stream? I have a whole segment called PewDiePie. And it's this really wholesome segment about how PewDiePie trained a frontier model. And we were going to watch this video. It's 25 minutes. And we were going to like,
one thing at a time. I trained my own AI model.
Do this chill PewDiePie like thing. And we were going to talk about how he's like, PewDiePie going, being one of the biggest YouTubers ever, and then training a frontier model is the equivalent of like LeBron getting a job at Jane Street. And that clip was going to go viral. And then we were going to talk about how, PewDiePie this and PewDiePie that. And we were going to talk about all this. And yeah. Didn't happen. I was also going to talk about Andrew Yang, how he was right about UBI and how he was 6 years too early. It's a good one. Watch this.
Hello, I'm Andrew Yang, and I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020. I'm not a politician. I'm a problem solver. I spent the last number of years helping to
That's where he lost, by the way. I'm not a politician. I'm problem solvers.
Create thousands of American jobs in the Midwest and the South. And I'm running for president to help solve the problems that got Donald Trump elected in 2016. Namely that we'd automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs. And what we did to the manufacturing jobs, we're about to do to the retail jobs, the call center jobs, the fast food jobs, the truck driving jobs, and on through the economy. And I'm running for president to help America transition through this time. My flagship proposal is the freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for every American adult starting at age 18.
He's early at UBI. Talk about this. He's early in UBI. I was going to do this whole segment about crypto. Stripe CEO says the agency to blockchain with 1 billion TPS and had this stablecoin thing, and like Barclays doing blockchain payments, and VC deals back to 2017 levels. We were going to doom porn. Then we're going to talk about this crypto is pointless article, which is so bad. We're going to laugh at it. I was going to pick it apart. And then we were going to do this, how I like made this market about, will Ethereum get flipped in 2026? And the only way it could get flipped is by Tether. And, you know, I made the market. It's got 400K volume and, you know, Bitcoin is, or ETH is going down and stablecoin issue is going up. And it's, man, it's so much for you guys. But here we are talking about Pete Hegseth. On a serious note, is this is one of the craziest weeks I've ever experienced. I think look, when we first heard this Maduro Claude story, I thought it was a big deal. And I was like confused why nobody else thought it was a big deal, but I didn't think it was nearly as severe of a deal as it is evolved into right now. This is probably like the single biggest story for a plethora of reasons. One, how Trump admin handles this and what Dario does is like a game theory discussion for sure. What they're going to do with like nationalizing these AI companies, these chip manufacturers. There is a domino effect of all domino effects on this one. And I'm doing my best to cover this thing. We covered it all week. All we talked about all week was War Claude. I did a 4-hour stream yesterday to get this thing done. And I feel like we've done a I think we've done a pretty good job covering it. Today was a little bit of a fucking curveball, but we've done a decent job covering it. We got hit with the block curveball yesterday at the same time. I mean, it was like fucking insane. So yeah, the shit is crazy. This is a canon event after canon event. This is gonna have massive implications. I don't want to get anyone excited, but there is probably a non-zero chance we do a fucking impromptu stream tomorrow. I'm just gonna be honest. There's a non-zero chance it happens. It's probably not gonna happen, but there is non-zero chance it happens tomorrow or Sunday if I need to. Like if Dario launches Opus 5, I'm going live. If Dario launches if Dario launches 4.7 tomorrow, I'm going live. Promise. I swear I will. I will. If he launches, if Frontier model gets launched tomorrow, I'll go live. Dario. Or if he responds and there's like an Anthropic article, if they respond with a fucking long form post and it's like good, I'll go live. I'll go live. Also, this tweet is so good, Malcolm. Thanks. If Anthropic was a Chinese company, Dario would disappear for a week and then come back 25 pounds lighter. I mean, look, I don't think there's ever been a more uncertain time that I've been like conscious for in markets right now. Like, I just don't know if there's been one. And so this is not this. I feel like fucking pomp. This is not the spot to be like swinging big dick capital. This is the spot where you got to just lock in on news, bro. Lock in on news. Just fucking pay attention to what's happening and we'll figure out what to do about it later. Honestly. We'll figure out what to do about it later. I love you guys. I appreciate you. There is silver linings in all of this. I'm not going to give you a motivational speech. You did a good one yesterday. My voice is gone and it's time to, like, honestly, if you could go out tonight, go out, bro. Go out. Like, go out. Go out. Touch some fucking whatever. One team, one dream. Don't wreck the stream, bro. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Go touch some shit and fucking make some shit shake. I'm sorry I was like low. I gave you a really good hour today. I gave you a great hour today, and then it was just downhill because it's just getting crazy. I love you guys to death. Thank you for making these streams possible. We're gonna do everything we can to cover it as effectively as we can. Go touch some shit, make some shit shake. Chat. A million things happened this week. Do you feel like we covered it effectively? Be honest. Don't lie to me. Be honest. You think Counterparty TV covered the shit effectively this week? Be honest. I knew what you're all going to say. I just wanted some fucking glaze. I'm going to be honest. I just wanted some glaze. That's all I wanted, some glaze. Yes, sir. Yesterday's stream was the all-time. I agree. Yesterday was one of my best streams ever. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Go out tonight. Do what you can. Be great. I heard Bloomberg covering everything that we covered the day prior. Bro, I'm saying they're watching our streams. Mike Bloomberg, give me a call. Give me a call, Mike Bloomberg. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. If you see me in the club today, ripping face, you didn't see shit. Act like you didn't see it. I love you. Peace.